If you're a negative self-talker, this video is for you. If you're a procrastinator, this video is for you.
If you are in your own way and in your own head, this video is for you. Okay? We're in this together.
The video is really for me. It's really for me. But I felt like somebody out there might relate to it as well. So that's why I'm recording this. Hey guys, my name's Tian. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I can't believe I'm finally doing this. Let's get into it, shall we? We're gonna talk about self-limiting beliefs. These are the lies that we tell ourselves that wreak havoc in our lives. And we're gonna ditch them in 2024. And moving into next year, we're gonna start with some new beliefs about ourselves, okay? Okay. If you're anything like me, you are a procrastinator. The main reason that you are just now seeing me on YouTube, this is my first video, and that's because for so long I just felt like I wasn't ready. So many ideas that I've had over the years where I was excited about it and I had the tools necessary to do it, but I just didn't put myself out there. I didn't share it with the world because I felt like I wasn't ready. I was holding out for perfectionism in the form of a new cloud couch, in the form of the newest and best iPhone to record the best and greatest videos. Desiring to be perfect before starting is what delayed my content creation journey. It is frustrating when you think about it, but like, start now. Lean into the fact that you may not feel prepared. You may not have all the tools you need right now. It's not always going to be cute. It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be your best work. This video is probably going to get, I don't know, 2 likes. I got 1 subscriber right now. I have 1 subscriber right now. And that's okay because I'm just starting. It's a learning process. It's going to take time for you to get to the vision that you have in your head, and that's okay. Just starting is better than never starting at all. My year of 2024, so much of it was me just consumed in this idea that like, I'm running out of time, I'm running out of time, I'm running out of time. And that was compounded by the fact that I turned 25 years old this year. And in my head, something about being 25 meant that all my youth was behind me. I used to have this idea that like by the age of 25, I should buy a house. By the age of 25, I should have gotten engaged. I had all these ideas about what it meant to turn 25. I'm excited going into next year without that anxiety about time passing, about deadlines. The more that I can focus on just being present and viewing time as a flow instead of a deadline, the more relaxed I am, the calmer I am. And if I find myself like just dwelling in that space, shutting off that thought as quickly as I can and then focusing on like a small goal. That's what helps me say, okay, time is passing, but I still have more. What can I do with this time that I have right here in the present moment, right? After speaking to some friends about this, I realized more people around my age struggle with this, scrolling and subconsciously comparing yourself to the people you see on social media, but also just like accepting everything you see on there as true, thinking like, okay, people around my age or other people have already gotten a house, they already are married, they have
Kids, they have a huge family, they have a huge group of girlfriends to do girls trips with, and
all these just assumptions about people and assumptions about their lives based on what you're seeing on social media. Honestly, only like 2% of what you're seeing online is real. Yes, of course, there are people out there who post very authentic content, but you're only seeing like a small fraction of their actual life. I've learned to take everything that I absorb online with a grain of salt and not to form beliefs about myself or where I'm lacking based on what I'm seeing on social media. I just had to ask myself, can I be more conscious of what I'm being sold right now? Whether it's a day in the life vlog from someone, whether it's what I eat in a day, skincare routine, what am I being sold and do I consent to buying into it? Is this product really gonna give me the skin of my dreams? Is waking up at 5 a.m. really gonna make me happier? Maybe not. Maybe that's not even true for them. They probably don't even wake up at 5 a.m. every day. But if that works for you, then do that. When you're scrolling, try not to form a negative belief about yourself because you're seeing something in someone else that you are not currently seeing in yourself. We can take note of what we're seeing. This person travels a lot. This person is confident on camera. This person has a great sense of style. This person has a great skincare routine. And you can take that and say, okay, I aim to have that in my own life. How can I work toward that? If you notice yourself going, okay, this person has something that I cannot attain, therefore I'm not good enough, that's where we gotta stop. It's take everything with a grain of salt and unsubscribe from any and everything when necessary for you. I used to have this idea that like, if a negative thought came up, that it was the part of me that saw it growth. So I wouldn't let myself like get rid of the negative self-thought. I would like sit with it and sit with it. Just let it fester, because I thought that that was me doing the work, like allowing myself to sit with negative thought. But I don't want to ever be so wrapped up in the idea of self-development that I end up beating myself up. You're allowed to silence the negative thought, pick yourself up and speak kindly to yourself. And that can still be the space that you occupy in self-development. Like, it doesn't have to be mean. You don't have to be mean to yourself. From one anxious girly to probably another anxious being who's watching this, I get it. It's really hard to silence that gnawing idea that like people think the worst of you, or
This person thinks I'm awkward. This person thinks I'm weird. This person thinks I'm corny. This person doesn't like what I said. This person...
like just being in your head about what other people think. And that just fueling this idea that you are being judged. But the truth is, it doesn't matter. You may be judged, but you can never really know what everyone thinks about you. And being so hyper focused on other people's perception of you is going to show up in the way that you carry yourself, in the way that you feel about yourself, and that sits with you. So I've had to learn to accept that honestly, most of the time, people's judgments of you are a projection of something they view about themselves, first and foremost. And second of all, how people view me actually doesn't matter much at all. The main idea is that what you feel about yourself matters more. It's easier said than done. It really is. And that is the work that I'm still doing. But I will say it's gotten so much easier with journaling and affirmations and truly just centering myself around people who do uplift me and allowing myself to believe them when they pour love into me. It is like a lifelong journey. Like, I don't think any human ever stops fearing what other people think. It's just part of being human. But don't ever let it get to the point to where it like stops you from showing up. Take a sip of water with me. Let's take a water break. Yeah. This one is pretty simple. You can always start over. You can reinvent yourself at any point in your life. You can pivot at any point in your life. You can try new things. You can pick up a skill, pick up a hobby, and literally drop it the next day. It's up to you. You can always start over. There was this thing that I learned on social media. It's a common thing that people know about, but I didn't know about it. I had never heard of it. It's the sunk cost fallacy. I didn't realize I subscribed to that until I saw this TikTok about it. And I was like, oh, I do that. I think if I put time into something, that I might as well see it through, and that I shouldn't put it down, and I should just not try other things and just focus on that, even if it's not working. Life is full of resets and pivots. It's gonna happen one way or another. You're gonna have to restart. So embrace it when it's time for change. Embrace when it's time for something new, and give yourself the freedom to change as many times as necessary for you. You remember in like elementary school, they'd have you do that like name meaning assignment. Like, what does your name mean? I don't know. We did that in elementary school where I had to look up my name and find the meaning of it and share it with the class. And I remember looking up my name in elementary school, and the meaning of it was to worry. And I was like, that's not good, right? Like that's not a good thing. Or at least that's what this one website ascribed to my name. I don't know if that stuck with me subconsciously, but I will say I am someone who worries a lot. I do overthink a lot. And oftentimes I'm overthinking about the past or the future. When I realize that like I just simply can never know what the future holds, I will never figure it out. As much as I sit there and I ruminate on it, I'll never truly know. But the lesson for me in this has been embracing uncertainty about the future and living in the present moment. I'm gonna be very raw right now. My therapist told me I was a perfectionist. I put it in my notes because she told me what kind of perfectionist I was. And it was so insightful because I was like, you know what, you're right. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she said I was an anxious perfectionist. Dang, that hit me all over again. When she prescribed that to me, I was like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? But then I sat with it for that week. And I was like, no, she's right. She's right. Like, it is super hard for me sometimes to relinquish my need for control. But I was trying so hard to control the future by worrying. Release that desire to control the future and just accept that thousands of possibilities for how the future can look. And the most fearful one that you've made up in your head is more than likely not true. Honestly, it's probably not true. The future might be really good. Part of like being a perfectionist, an anxious person, is the feeling that you failed all the time. For me, I didn't realize I was such a perfectionist that I was viewing every challenge in my life as a failure. So it wasn't until my therapist kind of posed a question to me of like, what makes you think that you can't show up confidently while going through these challenges and still be okay? The challenges don't make you a failure. Like, it sounds so simple, but in the moment when you're like going through all this stuff in your 20s and it all feels super hard and you start attaching your worth or lack thereof to the challenges that you're facing in the moment, it's like you consistently dock off points from your self-worth. How confident am I in this season of my life despite achievement or lack thereof? But the truth is, like, that's just the work of growing up. And every challenge, every blockage that I saw as a challenge was actually just an opportunity for growth. It's teaching me resilience. You kind of got to just take stuff and run with it because life will bring you failure. In 2025, we are viewing our challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. Motivation is a lie. I've learned that you cannot depend on motivation to get anything done. Consistency will beat motivation every single time. Going to the gym, for example. Fitness, being healthy, it's a part of life that I want to really prioritize this year. Last year I did okay, but there were like months where I was consistent at going to the gym and being in routine. And then there were months where I was consistent at not showing up. So my goal is to be consistent at showing up like at least 3 days a week to go to the gym. But I can't like lean on motivation. I can't lean on the idea of me waking up and wanting to do it because that more often than not won't happen. So I need to be disciplined and routine and consistent. That comes from, I don't know, but that's what I'm going to try to work on. Thank you guys so much for watching my very first YouTube video. If you've made it to the end, I hope that if you resonated with what you've heard today, you subscribe. There'll definitely be more videos like this in the future. More lifestyle content, beauty, fun stuff too. But I'm also gonna do more of this, sit down talking with you guys and yap a little bit. I'm a yapper. One thing about me, I'm a yapper. I like to chat it up. I like to talk. So I'm just super excited about the community that I'm able to build just by literally taking what I'm journaling about and putting it online. So make sure you comment below, what are some of the self-limiting beliefs that you're leaving behind in 2024 as you go into this new amazing year, guys?